The willingness to participate.
Good management approach.
The mutual understanding.
The Ganges-Brahmaputra-Meghna River Basin is a transboundary river system spanning 5 countries: Bangladesh, Bhutan, China, India and Nepal. The river basin is home to many different fish species, including rare and endangered species. Over 620 million people in the Ganges-Brahmaputra-Meghna region depend on these rivers for their survival. A large number of civil society organizations are active in the region and working on water issues, but in most cases they are restricted to service delivery rather than being transformative social actors. The CSO community has the potential to play a much greater role in promoting transboundary dialogue and the cooperative management of shared water resources. Building river dialogue and governance for the civil society organizations in the Ganges-Brahmaputra-Meghna River Basins, or BRIDGE GBM, seeks to strengthen capacities of CSOs working in the GBM countries to engage more actively and effectively in regional water dialogues through learning, demonstration, leadership development, and consensus building in transboundary river basins.
If I think about GBM, it's really cooperation among different states in water governance.
In November, the BRIDGE GBM project organised a regional water governance workshop in Bangkok for representatives of civil society organisations from the 5 GBM countries.
A lot of our work is working on common threads that bind the region to our immediate neighbors. Water and rivers is fundamental to that.
Our organization has the whole spectrum of work from practice to science-based policy.
We work with the grassroots, we work with youth leadership to advocacy at the national level.
Cooperation is a fundamental principle for the international community to operate.
Water is not H2O, it is H2OP. Pollution, poverty, politics and profit.
The workshop discussed various technical issues, including existing international legal and institutional framework for shared water resource management and the current context for cooperation in the GBM basins.
New trend is social responsibility of the private sector. That has enabled some resource to be mobilized from the private sector into the social sector. How to tap that resource and bring it into the issue of the rivers.
You have to work with the government, but then government have a way of working. So, you have to perhaps, take a strategy of you have one leg inside and one leg outside, and then you do your...
The country has not only rights to use the water, but responsibilities to ensure that the waters that it uses has no transboundary impact on the neighbors.
One of the things that helps a lot, I think, is numbers and evidence.
There is no way in which one state can impose its policies and its laws on the other. The only way to bridge that is via a dialogue, via cooperation.
So while we have the problems which are there, there is also, I think, a scope for celebrating some of the common heritage that we share across the region.
You need cooperation whenever 2 or more individual nations come together.
Fundamental to BRIDGE is the facilitation of role-playing exercises. This gives participants the opportunity to negotiate transboundary water management issues in a fictive country scenario by applying concepts and principles learned during technical sessions.
There are lots of mining activities.
But this also affects by what's happening in this river.
Their concern is environment.
The mining causes a lot of pollution which comes to river, and then...
We're always concerned about the communities in our mining areas.
Yeah. This situation we can use as a negotiation point later when we talk about the oil.
What do we offer them?
We hope that today's meeting will bring about a breakthrough.
In order to resolve many of the conflicts that we have, that we begin thinking about a renewed sense of cooperation.
As a nation, we are trying to be very climate sensitive.
Local issue is big issue, but
we urge you to sit together and to arrive at a way of preserving this region.
And also, I would like to urge our two friendly neighbors to ratify the UN Water Course Convention.
Our approach needs to be a basin approach and keeping in mind the water.
There are political imperatives of every country that we must understand. In any case, we are the most disadvantaged party here.
Because we are an environmental friendly country, we have signed a lot of treaties. We would not like to jeopardize our environment.
I think the whole workshop was informative and educative.
Lovely workshop, learnt a lot and much more left to learn.